because this is one of the biggest problems with putting your kids in sports is the adults.
Yeah.
And the mentality of the parents and like the mentality, even like coaches, the organization of it all, and egos, pride, all of these things come into play, and it affects the kids. The real purpose is to build these kids up and get them to a place where they're learning something from this. You know, like you need to be the Mr. Miyagi, right?
Yeah.
And not the who's the Cobra Kai dude? Who's the Cobra Kai? No, the sensei.
Sensei.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Well.
Yeah. No, that's Johnny Lawrence was
Lawrence.
the fighter. Who was the sensei's name? I forget. But yeah, you need to be the Miyagi, right? And not the whoever that
the
guy.
other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. The typical 80s villain. But yeah.
Win at any cost.
Win at any cost.
No
like,
honor. No.
Yeah.
Really.
Teaching the kids bad habits. You know, all of that stuff. Like there's a lot of messages in Karate Kid.
Not looking at the whole picture, looking at the right now.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems we've talked about this, with the soccer, like just culture in America. Because we talked about the differences between...
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. How they do it here and how they do it in other countries. And I think even other sports could take away like how they do the soccer culture in other countries, especially in Europe and stuff, where it's like if you are coaching kids and you have an incentive to be a part of their building them up into, you know, a great player, you benefit from that throughout their career.
Yeah.
That changes the incentive structure. When the incentive is just to look good so that people can continue to pay high prices for their kids to be on these teams, it changes your motivation. It changes your strategy, you know what I mean, on how you deal with the team. Yeah.
And that's why, man, people need to get involved, especially like Christians.
Yeah.
Like who said, you know, you can help anywhere. You can step outside of your comfort zone and help and get yourself in uncomfortable positions that eventually will become a little more comfortable for you.
Right.
But nothing's easy, you know. Like I'm saying, it's pretty messed up, but somebody's got to go in. Like, you're just going to say that and not deal with it. And not enter in and try to change it. Yeah. It's not easy. It seems like that's like our struggle with everything, right? That's been our thing with the music business, like with the music culture, with you know, just cultural family culture, just doing this podcast, even like the idea of what it would be and going against the you know, the mainstream mindset of everything, you know. That's been our struggle. Like, how do we get in there and try to affect it in some way with integrity, right?
Yeah.
Not with like chasing after what's gonna get clicks.
Yes.
And views,
yes.
You know?
Right.
Clicks equals good.
Yeah.
Like that's
trying to go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Papa Jeff. He said, you can find me hanging with the young lions tonight. And then he corrected it to lions. We appreciate you for joining us, Pop. Your OG, young King level, Lion King level Patreon supporter. We appreciate you. Your
Mufasa
support.
level.
That's Mufasa level for real. His support helps us every single week. But yeah, I think they need to change that. I was actually talking to Dave about because you know he has his daughter in tennis, and she's starting to like really pick up a knack for it, and you know she has like the mindset, and even like her size for her age, like she really can excel. Yeah. But he's been struggling to find coaches because like it's a very expensive and very political system, and like these coaches they're all a part of a club kind of, and like if you're not in their circle, they don't want to help you. So they'll take your money to coach your kid, but they won't.
They're not really doing.
They're not gonna really invest in trying to get them to be great. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And that's what you see with so many things. Like people, you know, they'll take your money, and they'll give you the bare minimum. But they don't care about the kids. Yeah, and that's what's sad. Like
you see that with the soccer. We were just talking about that. Why U.S. soccer is not where like competing. I don't know how they are now. It seems like they're getting a little better, but
they're not competing.
Just like the farm system. You have to. I was just telling Jake about how, you know, when Noah was playing EDP, he would go into tournaments with these union teams, and you know, one of the dads was actually on our team. he played the year before, and he played like 3 years before, and he was telling me about how all they did was trophy chase. Pretty much, you pay $3,500 for your kid to be on this team. They go into these tournaments and place them in a bracket where they know that they're gonna
win,
annihilate these.
So that they can get their rankings up.
They get their rankings up, and then they just got tired of it. He was like, all that is was just, I got tired of getting, the tournament trophies.
But then you feel like if you're one of those parents that all you care about is ego and pride, you get all these trophies to show off. Look at all the trophies my kid won.
Yeah, and you're taking pictures of them with their medals, and they look like they're doing something on Instagram, until they grow up and like, oh, I thought he was great at soccer, and oh yeah, he's not playing anymore because it's not going to take you anywhere.
Right.
But the real thing is, like, you can develop kids, like kids that could actually be good if you just know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you don't have to chase all that stuff. But also, it's not just about like developing them, like skill wise and technical wise. It's even about developing them, like character, maturity wise.
Yeah.
And just helping them with life.
Yeah.
You know, like, and all those things matter. Like, just getting kids to run. And I think I was telling you guys about this, like, how sometimes I got moms that are like too close, and I got some, like, no, they're okay. They're okay. And the kids know that the moms are gonna, if they whine or they act like they're tired or
the mom's gonna
they breathe a little harder, the mom's gonna, and I'm like, no, you gotta let them go. Let them.
Snowplow.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I remember that when I was coaching.
Yeah.
I coached Noah's team when he was like little. One mom, I was doing, I think it was rondos. It was like easy, bro.
Yeah.
But I had them doing it in the beginning of practice for at least like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
That mic cable is weird.
Yeah, her son was a little out of shape. She ran onto the practice field to give him water. I'm like,
yeah,
he's good.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to wait till we get a water break like everybody else. Like,
Yep. And it's learning that discipline, like, and the kids, they don't know at first. They're not used to it, but it's really, that's what I love. I love seeing these kids develop in that way where they're growing mentally. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was saying. It's the Mr. Miyagi versus the Cobra Kai, because his whole thing was, I'll teach you, Miyagi-Do karate, but I'm going to teach you about life. Because Daniel was a very, headstrong, rebellious kid who was angry at at everybody. He was mad because he moved to a new town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to handle all of that. And through karate, through Miyagi, he learned how to deal with all of his emotions and,
Right. Yeah.
And that's what coaching is supposed to be about.
Yeah. It's coaching, training. It's supposed to be about teaching. It's really about getting the kids to trust you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if you get them to trust you and you really don't care about them, well, then you just manipulated them. And that's a lot of these coaches just want those kids, like certain kids on the team, to make them look good.
Yeah.
Or make the club look good.
That's Cobra Kai. That's literally Cobra Kai. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's when you can teach a kid that, no, there's someone that's going to care about you, that you can trust, that actually wants to see you do better. That changes their life perspective because now they understand that there's mentors. They understand what that really is.
Right. And they're going to look back later on that person and be like, man, he really cared about me.
Yep.
Like, and that's going to stick with them.
And then they will want to be that for somebody else.
Yeah.
I remember our first coach that we had like that. We still talk about him to this day.
Yeah. Yep.
And he changed our whole perspective on not only just soccer, but just life in general and coaching. Shout out to Emma. Speaking of soccer, Emma's on the chat right now. He said, "Greetings, guys." He said he hasn't been able to like watch the full podcast anymore because of his job, but he's like definitely wants to get back into watching it. But and he said he's coming to the show in November.
Nice.
Yeah, but think about it. You're talking about like you don't know how American soccer is now. There is no sport that America does not dominate in, besides maybe cricket, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so there's no
rugby.
Cricket and rugby, I feel like because like,
I mean, there are some like handball. There's like little ones.
I mean, major sport.
That's a sport, man. People
isn't it like Indians really? Who's really good at handball? There's like some sect of the world that's like dominates at handball.
What exactly is handball?
It's kind of like soccer in a way, but like I would say like futsal, but with your hands.
Yeah.
Throw the ball, catch it. You're trying to throw the ball in a small goal.
Yeah.
You got goalies.
I've never seen it.
Anyway, there's really no like major sports that the U.S. hasn't found a way to find the talent for and to actually, if they don't dominate, compete really well at.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer is just one of them sports that like they can't figure it out, and you know it has to be because the system is broken.
Yeah. Well, again, like
it's all about money.
It is about money, and how are they paying it? It's through the system. The way it's set up it's about the parents. So you have to manipulate the parents to give you the money.
Yeah.
Right. That's how they sell it.
Right.
And a lot of times you're paying, like Moan said, $3,500. Like I've been to some of those places, and I'm like, you want me to pay $3,500 and I can teach him this stuff.
Right.
And better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
but
sir.
People who don't know, when you get a bunch of...
Your kids are not competing against the best, sir.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's another thing. Like they tell you that they're competing against better kids, but
they're really
not always the case.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that sometimes you are, but it's not always the case. And again, then you're trying to play against bad kids so you can just get the team rank up.
Yeah.
Bro, go ahead. No, go ahead.
To me, it's so obvious why. U.S., I've talked about this so many times. To me, it's so obvious, right? It's obvious because, you know, I've been in it. And in order for my son to get good training, you need to spend at least $1,500, right? Sometimes more. That's for the year.
Yeah.
And you have to pay for uniforms. So who does that weed out? Who can't?
That weeds out all the people in the hood, all of the really athletic black kids. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of the immigrants.
Yeah, a lot of the ones that come from soccer countries and live here now.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. That's you know, you're eliminating those from the jump.
And you're making it a rich man's sport.
It is a rich man's sport. Or
they're not the best athletes.
Or a father that's trying to keep his son, his life, you know, the way it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was struggling trying to pay that tuition.
Yeah.
But when they said they're merging with, I'm not going to mention the elite, you know, South Jersey club, more than doubled that per year, I was like, nope.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane. Nobody can afford that.
Yeah, I remember when we were younger and the travel teams approached Mom to get us. First of all, there's no way she could have did that back then because it's a lot of traveling and she had to work. But I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway, Mom. Like those prices. How much did you have to pay for us to play rec soccer back then?
$40.
I don't even remember.
I remember it was $40.
$40.
You know why? Because I remember you going to that building.
Yeah.
I remember the building.
And
Yeah.
I remember you paying $40 for us to play.
Wow, that was cheap back then. Look at now. Yeah. How much is it now?
Rec soccer was probably 70, 75.
Yeah, it's about that now.
Yeah.
Like a little more now.
Okay.
Which isn't bad.
No.
But, you know, you're just playing.
But another thing is rec soccer back in the day when we played was way better. Like you can, to be honest with you, like rec soccer is a lot of travel soccer nowadays on the same level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because rec soccer today is not good. It's like the parents don't know anything, like that are coaching.
Because they're all, you know, they were me, YouTubing, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Trying learning.
Back in our day, they didn't have YouTube, so you had to know soccer to be a coach.
Yeah.
Even
the rec.
Yeah.
So like a lot of these kids, they're not getting proper training whatsoever, and it's not even worth it. Like,
I mean, I would
if you want your kid to grow and learn, it's not worth it
to play, but it's good to have them do stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
if you want them to just get out and but when we were playing rec soccer, meant a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Than now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can get it together and U.S. can compete.